Bass reflex or passive radiator is used to increase loudspeaker sensitivity on low frequencies. They achieve that by using the energy from the rear side of the driver's diaphragm and inverting its phase. Physics behind that is relatively simple. When the diaphragm of the active driver moves inwards, it compresses the air inside the enclosure. This will push out the suspended mass, which is the diaphragm of the passive radiator. This mass has its inertia though, so it takes some time to get it to move or change the direction of the movement. By the right combination of parameters like enclosure volume and the weight of the moving mass, at the right frequency you'll achieve that both active and passive diaphragms move inwards and outwards in phase. Above the tuning frequency, the changes in internal pressure are too quick for the passive radiator to react, so enclosure acts just like if it was completely sealed. Below the tuning frequency, things are much more dramatic. The lower the frequency goes, the higher the phase shift is, and eventually it reaches 180 degrees, so passive and active driver cancel each other out. Movement of the active driver's diaphragm is not controlled as much by the air inside the enclosure, so excursion gets much higher. Bass reflex is pretty much the same thing, just the roll of the moving mass gets taken by the air inside the bass reflex vent, and the suspension of the diaphragm is replaced by the friction of the moving air. Since there's an air moving through the bass reflex, the airflow can create an audible noise, which is one of the disadvantages of the bass reflex. Second, there's absolutely no control of the driver's excursion deep below the tuning frequency, while passive radiator provides a small one at least. Passive radiator also takes less space when you tune very low, which makes it ideal for small boxes. But it's pretty much the same thing as a woofer, just without the magnet, making it much more expensive than a bass reflex tube.